Kind of a crazy first half. I think we had, defensively scored on a pick six right out of the gates, which is awesome. But then it kind of went not good for a little while. I think the first time we got the ball, obviously the defense had a pick six, and then they had a really long drive. I forget how many plays it was, but they kicked a field goal, and I think we got the ball with about 3.5 minutes in the first quarter was our first offensive snap, and we didn't start off really good. I think we gave up a sack and had a couple things go on, had to punt. I think we had the ball 3 times in the first half. Probably had maybe 50 yards of offense, but we did score right before the half, which was big. I thought the defense kind of settled in. They were doing some different things offensively, running a few things they hadn't done this season, and we're kind of chewing up clock. And but we got the ball. We actually Carter did a little pooch punt that he executed really well. When you can get them down inside the 5 in a situation like that, the defense holds them. We got the ball right back in really good field position, and I think that helped us score, a touchdown pass to Dev right before the half. So it was good to have the lead at the half, even though the game felt really weird. Thought that was a big momentum swing. And then the second half, we played much better, I think, in all phases. We had good returns in the kicking game. We made our field goals, made all our PATs. Offensively, a much better half. We made plays. We were more consistent. Defense, I think Lance Wise picked up a fumble and really gave us good field position, so we scored there. And I think we scored a touchdown right after Tavion got an interception, so we had really good field position there. So much better half complimentary football. Obviously, Ty made some plays for us. Carter played solid. Thought he played pretty solid. And we improved on the offensive line as the game went on and was able to run the football. So it's always hard to play in Charleston. It really is. I mean, those guys, I thought they kind of got back to their roots a little bit of ball control, and I thought they were solid on defense. I still think that. Thought that going in the game, they've been doing some decent things defensively, and we were able to separate in the second half and get a big win to keep us in the hunt. So proud of our guys. I thought Al Wooten had some good physical runs. He was a kid that really stuck out to me on film just after watching the game. We got ourselves in position to reach some goals, and got a big game this Saturday, obviously. If you win, most likely, I wouldn't say it's a 100% chance, but I'd say it's dang close to getting into playoffs, and if you lose, you probably don't get in. So when you had the end of the years like we had the last 2 years where we're knocking on the door, it's not easy to get back in that position again. You got to start from scratch. You got to climb the mountain again, get back to a point, and then you got to find a way to go ahead and push it on through. So, but what we're going to harp on this week is going to be preparation. Our kids will be ready to play. They understand, where we're at and what we want to get accomplished. It's going to be preparation, and then go out and turn it loose, and go have fun playing. Our opponent is Sanford, and they're going to air raid us, throw it around. They're the defending conference champion. I think they're playing their best football right now. They've really played well the last 5 or 6 weeks. I think they've really caught back up a little bit. So they'll be excited to come into town and try to keep us from reaching our goals. And we're going to be excited about getting this victory on this Saturday. So questions for me?
Coach, what do you think's really clicked for this team the last few weeks, especially after that Chattanooga loss?
I don't know. I think we've been more consistent. This is a bunch. We've played with a lot of confidence defensively. We've been playing with a lot of confidence defensively for a while. We've certainly, I can't remember how many turnovers it is we've caused in the last 6 games. It's like 20 or 21. That's huge, okay? Because now we're getting the ball in great field position. That gives the offense confidence, shortened fields. I think our quarterback has really just come on and just playing just looser and just really comfortable. He's really comfortable. So I think we're just getting better. Hopefully we're a team. We're peaking at the right time, but we have some moments, where we lose focus, and they want to do good, but sometimes we can be a little immature in certain situations and lose our focus a little bit, But that is definitely improved. Once again, complimentary football, right? Causing a turnover, having a good kick return, setting yourself up for short fields, scoring on defense, following up a turnover with a big play, Those are things that all work together, and we got to continue to do that. I think we have a good football team, and when we're playing well, we're pretty dang sporty. But we have to do those things. We can't have lulls. We can't have moments where we lack focus. We certainly have untimely penalties at times. So if you're gonna have a chance to do some really good things, you got to eliminate that. Almost all. You're not going to be perfect, but you need to get as close as you can. So I think we're being a little more consistent, but we still got some room to improve that.
And like you said, if you guys win this weekend, good chance of getting into the playoffs, you would kind of sit on the edge of getting in. What would your pitch be to the selection committee? Let's say you guys do win this.
To me, if we don't get in the playoffs, if we win this game Saturday, that would be an absolute ridiculous travesty. I don't even know why. Why that would even be. There's 24 teams that get in, and we're 8-3, with 6-2 in this league. Won the 9 conference games, lost all. That would be absolutely ridiculous. If y'all like my honesty there. And if we lose, we probably don't deserve to get in. That's the bottom line. But if we win this game and don't get in, I got some serious questions.
And what would it mean for you, for this program? You guys have been inching in year after year to kind of get that bid together.
Just the kids. I want the kids to have the opportunity. That for me is the main thing. I want them to be able to experience that. They've worked hard, and I want them to earn that. And have that opportunity. So we're going to game plan just like we always do. We're going to practice and prepare. And I know it's cliche, but it's another game. It's the next game. It's a SoCon game. I realize that where we are in the season, obviously that puts more. It's a bigger game because of those things, but still, it's a football game in this league against a good team, and you got to go prepare the same way and execute the same way. And if you focus too much on, what happens if you win or after you win or lose, you don't play as good. So we're just gonna go play football.
And over the last few weeks, it feels like, especially since that lost Chattanooga, a little less pressure. You guys have been playing loose, a little better. Now when there's all this on the line, how do you kind of keep that vibe up where let's just still go out there and play like we have nothing to lose? Like how do you keep that for this Saturday?
I'm gonna say that right there over and over again. I just want to go be the best they can be. Period. Don't worry about the situation. Just go be the best you can be.
Coach, third season in a row that this final regular season game has really meant something for you guys. What does that say about this program and where you guys wanted to be when you took over?
Well, when you're playing the last game of the season and it means something, that's where you want to be. You certainly want to keep going, but we're putting ourselves in position to have good things happen. So we've come a long way. Now, I told them after the game, in the press conference after the game, I ain't happy unless we're in the playoffs. I expect to have those opportunities. I expect to compete for the league. So now I love the kids. It's not anything. I love the processes. I love coaching football, all those things. But me personally, for this program, we're trying to build something special, something that people can be proud of. People have made an investment in this. People want to see us do well. They've been good to us. So you want to give, I feel like we're doing a good job. I feel like we're giving our program a chance every year since we've been here. But at the same time, I expect to go further. And, we're going to keep working our tail off every year the same way to try to win as many games as we can, try to put the guys in the best situations we can so they can be successful. And that's never going to change. There's no, people ask me, well, do you have to do something different? Nobody expects more than I do. Okay, and I don't start working harder because this game is the last game of the season. I work the same way. Our coaches work the same way. Our players, the expectation, how we go about our business is always the same level of intensity. I don't need a whole lot of motivating. I want to win pretty bad. I want these kids to have a chance to win pretty bad. So I think we just go about that and keep going about that, and good things are going to happen. And if we have a great attitude and work, generally you get what you deserve. So that's all. And if they learn that, then as they go out in the world, when they're grown up and get married and get a job and all that, they can be successful. Just being the very best you can be every day and not worrying about the things that don't matter. So that's how we're going to approach it this week, and we're certainly proud that we've been in these positions. But we want need to win this Saturday. That's where we're at, and but the sun will come up either way. But it's we want to be in the playoffs. That's what this program wants. That's what we want to do.
To your point there, I mean, you mentioned the lulls that you guys have experienced throughout the season, and how you guys have hopefully gotten over those. Is there a pretty strong understanding with this group that not only you can't afford to have lulls this weekend, but do you think that have you seen a progression there over the course of the year in terms of what this season means for these guys?
Yeah, we've grown, and you got to be a psychiatrist to do this job a little bit these days. When you come in, the expectation's high, and we didn't start off very fast, and you're going, well, is there too much emphasis put on this, or our minds in the right place? I want them to play loose and have fun and just be the best they can be, and I think we've learned how to do that this year. We weren't beginning. We didn't approach it that way sometimes. I think just in general, it was more about, we've got to go win, and now it's like, man, we get to go win. We get to go play. That's what I want it to be. I want it to be a blessing to be out there doing this stuff, because it is. It's fun, and a lot of people would love to be in this position. So I think we've grown through some of that. I think some guys have gotten a lot more comfortable that were probably playing a little, uptight early on, and loosened up a little bit. But the bottom line is, this Saturday, for 3 hours, we got to go play better than Sanford. So that, being focused and being prepared and eliminating, some of, just those moments of like, what in the world, certainly that gives us a better chance to win.
And last thing for me, this same game last year at their place, same situation.
Mm-hmm.
How special is it to be here on Saturday?
It's great. It's great to have the opportunity. It's the 23 season, so it's 2 different teams. I mean, we were looking, there's a lot of new guys in the game. There's a lot of same guys, but a lot of new guys. Every year's different. I'm going to be honest with you, I wouldn't care who we were playing this weekend as long as we had a chance the last game to get in. But it's Sanford, and I think there's a little bit of a rivalry there. I think that's, obviously Coach Hatcher's from Macon, and there's a lot there. There's you can unfold a lot of that stuff. But it's a big game. It's our last regular season game. There's a lot of reasons to go out there and play our tail off.
Coach, for some of the guys, hopefully it's not the last game of the season for some of these older guys who've been with you for these last few years.
Right.
What do you hope they've taken away from their time here at Mercer?
Well, first of all, obviously it's going to be our senior night, so that's always special. A lot of things. I just want them to go out of here feeling like we've done everything we can to equip them for a lot of things. Whether it's just be a guy who doesn't run from problems, a guy who faces adversity, a guy who shows up when it's hard, because those times are coming for all of them at some point. So I want them to be competitive in every situation. I want them to care about each other. I want them to really know that if you do things right, you give yourself the best chance to be successful. Our pillars: love, compete, believe. That's what we want. And you can't grow into any of those things without difficulty, without challenges. So I hope they can walk out here going, Coach challenged us. He held us accountable, but he cared about it. Every kid go, Coach cared about me. He loved me. And he helped me be the best I can be, and now I'm equipped to go do other things. I think if we approach it that way, then the scoreboard ends up going your way a lot. So I want them to walk out of here ready to go be good men.
Coach, one of the guys, I'll do something later on this week. Talk about John Thomas and what he's meant to you. Obviously, it transitioned from Coach Lamb to you, and then he's been with you for the last 4 years. What has John Thomas meant to this team, and what kind of a luxury it is to have him on the offensive line leading that group?
Well, obviously, he's played a lot of football at Mercer, and he's been a really solid offensive lineman for us. And he's a kid that's played hurt. His freshman year, we found he played with a dislocated finger that probably should have been operated on. Didn't really tell. He just was one of them kids that just wanted to play. And he's played this year on a bad ankle. For a few weeks. He's a lot better now. I think he's about 100% now. But so he's a good, tough kid. He's a captain. He's a leader on the team. The guys respect him. Great family. He lost his dad last year and handled that like a champion. Mama's unbelievable lady, sister. John has been a good guy that I trust. He's made good grades, and he's an all-conference type player for us. So he's kind of been the anchor of that group, and it'd be great for him to go out, reaching some of these goals. So that's one of the key. That's what you want for these guys, is those kids that have really given you everything they got and done it with a great attitude. You want them to experience some really great successes. So he's done a great job.
The last thing for me, a game of this magnitude, what does it mean to have it on homecoming here? Probably one of the best crowds of the year.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be rocking and rolling. I think it'll be a huge crowd. Obviously, I mean, Bennett's been getting phone calls from everybody, wanting tickets and coming back and where can we stand and can we do this, and so I'd imagine Blackfield will be rocking and rolling, Daniel, and so that'll be fun. Our guys will enjoy that atmosphere, and certainly we need everybody within 30 miles to be in this stadium. Come from all over, and let's enjoy playing some ball. These kids have done a great job. Get behind them, enjoy watching them play, and support them. All right, thank you.
Davion McCarthy. And the secondary had an interception on Saturday at the Citadel. Davion, just talk about the performance of the defense. Probably at least the last 5 or 6 games, you guys have been able to force a lot of turnovers.
Yes, sir. So pretty much we have an expectation that we try to strive for every single week. And we have a lot of seniority within the defense in itself, and we just push each other. Like I stated in the interview previous, is we're to the point where we're all seniors, we're all living for a type of expectation to become better after the season or when the season's over with, but it's all about the now. And I feel like when we all push each other every single day, being an older crowd, I think that pushes us to expectations that are limitless. And that's why we see turnovers, and that's why we see better performance every single week, because we hold ourselves to a certain type of expectation throughout the whole entire 11.
Like Coach said, Sanford's going to be a tough test, but they're going to narrate, right? They're going to throw it out there. What are you guys in the secondary going to have to do this Saturday to kind of contain them and cause those turnovers?
Just discipline, patience, and then trusting in our keys and our fundamentals. I feel like just take it one play at a time. That's also what I say in my head every single play, is just take it one play at a time. That maybe the first play might not be the best play, but at the end maybe you could come back and you can have a turnover or cause a PBU, cause a pass deflection, and make it to where the momentum is switched and changed for our team. So I just believe that in the back of our secondary, we just got to stay focused to our keys and our disciplines and just play the game, and everything will come to us smoothly.
What would it mean to get a win this Saturday and hopefully get into the playoffs for you?
It would mean the world to me. Coming from a Division II program, I never had an opportunity to even win past 500. So being on a team to even have an opportunity to be seen by the playoffs is so special to me, and I'm going to do whatever it takes to make sure that me and my team make it to that point.
And how do you guys stay mentally prepared for Saturday? I know there's all these storylines and things on the line, but for you guys, how do you prepare mentally to just go out there and play your game and not worry about all the outside noise?
Kind of just like you said, just don't worry about it. It's all about us, and that's one thing that we continue to say every single week, is all about us. So all the outside noise, we tend to block it out, and we just focus on the people around us, the people in that locker room, and the brothers that you trust, which is the ones that's in the orange and white.
Davion, this defense has been pretty good for a while now, but what is it about this year's defense that is just so special? I mean, the turnover numbers, I know you guys got a lot of veterans in that group as well, but what is so special about this defense?
I truly believe that our starting 11 loves the game of football. All of us, when we come out, we bring the juice, we bring the noise, and also we always compete each other to make the best play. So we're always competing. If Solomon Zubaru gets a sack or Lance Wise gets a pick, the next play is like, hey, I'm ready too. I need to get my opportunity as well. And I just feel like that us challenging each other every single week makes it to where it's a competition that's fun, but also it makes it to where we're competing with ourselves, that we're ended up defeating the other team because we're more focused on what we can do as a team together.
Maybe on this past Saturday, the Citadel was quite content just to take all day to get a line of scrimmage, maybe run a play. But this week, Sanford's a little bit different for you guys to prepare for, correct?
Yes, sir. They run the tempo. We had something like that similar with Ole Miss, but I heard that it's different at Sanford. So, just making sure that we're on our P's and Q's throughout practice. We're handling adversity in terms of being tired, and also just push yourself to the limit this week. And I feel like we'll be perfectly fine by Saturday.
Thanks, David.
Yep, thank you.
Hi, James. Heads in the weekend, 52 catches, 982 yards. Last month alone, 31 catches, 691 yards. So what he's meant to this program, especially this year. Ty, just talk about importance here going into a game of this magnitude.
Yeah, I mean, we all know this is a big game, but, these last couple of games have been great for us, especially on offense. Defense has been great all season. So just seeing the offense kind of picking up, we feel like we're at our best right now. So we just got to keep playing good.
What have you seen from Carter, the growth over the last few weeks, especially just how he's grown and made this offense even where it is right now?
Right. I feel like PV's always been, as good as he is now. Just kind of certain things weren't clicking. We haven't played as all 11 all season how we have been doing now. So just kind of seeing him be able to trust in the O-line and then trust in our routes when we take our depth, or trust that we'll make the catch and stuff like that. And then with him being the leader of the offense, that makes that part so much easier for him. So just feel like he's at his best right now. It's a good time to be there.
But confidence-wise for you guys, especially as the offensive unit, this is the best time to be playing the best ball, right? How nice is it to have that confidence going into this very crucial game on Saturday?
Oh, it's great. We're going to need it. We all remember what happened last year, and then we all remember how our season ended 2 years ago. So we got a chance to change that, and then just that confidence we have now, we know we can be the best offense, so we're looking to play our best game.
What would it mean to you to get into the playoffs this year?
Man, it's going to mean everything. Finally had that breakthrough, It's been close. It's been tough. We've had outside circumstances kind of affect us, but just knowing, as far as we know, we control what we do right now, so we got to go get it done.
Ty, is there any extra talk that you need to be doing this week to the guys that maybe haven't experienced all the games in the years past that you've had?
I don't think so, honestly. I was kind of surprised on the bus ride back from Citadel. I was kind of talking to my goons. That's what we call ourselves, the receivers. And, it was some of the young guys, they were texting me and texting Dev in the group chat, man, it's a big week. I honestly can't wait for Saturday. I wish we could play tomorrow and stuff like that. So when you get texts like that, the whole team is locked in. So we just got to have a good week of practice, and then we'll be ready.
Guys, you're coming down to the final games of the season. How would you describe your career here at Mercer and what has been accomplished and what you're proud of and where the program is today?
Yeah, how would I describe it? I guess I would say just kind of eye-opening, When I first got here, it was a lot of stuff that I didn't think I could do personally, and then just being honest, I didn't know if us as a team could do a lot of these things we're doing now either. So just kind of having faith in Coach and, Coach Cronic, Coach Harris, kind of helping me mature a little bit and just grow as a man and as a person. It's just, I wouldn't have seen myself right here 4 years ago.
I know it's a big week, but looking forward, right? You have higher aspirations after this. What are kind of your goals going forward? I know you might, what is it, and what have you kind of proven to maybe people that you want them to see?
Yeah, going forward, I have no idea about that. I don't think about that at all. I just kind of think about our next opponent. But, going into the season, I did personally want to try to prove that I was the best receiver in the FCS, and I'm still trying to prove that till the season's over. So hopefully I've changed a couple minds on that. But other than Sanford next week, I don't have any thoughts past that.
Thanks, bud.
Sir.
Men's basketball head coach Rick Geary. Tip-off tonight, 7 o'clock. Season over against Clark Atlanta in Hawkins Arena. Coach, just talk about the excitement level of you guys and you for tonight's game.
Yeah, they're ready to actually play somebody different where it counts. Clark Atlanta played Georgia Tech in exhibition, I believe, lost by 15 or 16. They're going to play a high-paced, fast-paced game, kind of chaotic at times. So it's good for us to be able to just play the game, and a lot of things are going to be thrown differently at us. So again, last year I thought our ball handling and passing was a little suspect, so this is going to be a great test for us this right off the bat, because we've got some new guys who I think are skill-wise going to help us. So it's going to be a really good test for us, but we're excited about playing somebody different where it counts.
Coach, tonight you guys are playing here at home, but after this, it's going to be a while until you're back here, right? What do you hope fans here, especially with homecoming week, kind of see from you guys tonight?
Yeah, I think they'll see us competing together with some toughness, details. Not all the time. It's the first game of the year, so we're obviously going to be make some mistakes. But I like the way we've been competing in preseason. We have a deep team, but I think number one is just the way they compete, and I think we got numbers. Our depth is a little bit better, so I think the talent level's gotten better. So I think they're going to see an exciting team tonight, which will get them to come back for December.
You have 9 underclassmen this year, and what are you hoping to get out of them, especially early in the season, when they kind of get their feet wet?
Yeah, just getting them out there and see how they react to certain situations. You know, a lot of times in preseason where officially, you know, the popcorn's not popping, and there's not referees and people in the stands. I want to see them react to that, but it's not. It's more that they're going to compete at a high level. I do like our underclassmen. I like the guys we brought in. You know, we've got some really good freshmen in David Thomas from Eagles Landing right up the road. He can really score the basketball. He does not play like a freshman. Now, he's going to make some freshman mistakes, but, man, I just love his poise out there. Even the scrimmages we've had, he's playing against guys that are 22, 23 years old, and you wouldn't know it because he knows how to compete and keep his poise. And then Jake Davis is a freshman from Indianapolis who can really, really shoot the basketball. He won a state championship at one of the best high schools in the state of Indiana. So every year they're really, really good. So he brings that type of just swag, just kind of confidence in knowing how to play and expecting to win. So I think that's really key. And then another point guard from Michigan, we got Anthony Bernard, who again is a true point that I think is an excellent passer. His defense, he doesn't understand. He played zone all the time in high school, and we don't play much zone. So he's had to change a little bit of how his mentality. Anybody that's played the game of basketball, like zone's like a noon ball thing. You know, you switch and you stand there and don't really work real hard on defense. So it's been hard for him to get used to that. But he's a competitor. He played quarterback for his high school team. So he'll learn pretty fast, because if his minutes aren't like they're supposed to be, it's because he's not defensively playing the way he needs to. So, but I do love our underclassmen.
Anything that surprised you in this preseason that you're looking forward to finally seeing out there on the floor today?
David Thomas's number is probably the biggest surprise to me. I knew he was good, but I didn't. Again, I talk about his poise, and he's very coachable. You tell him one time, that's all he needs, man. He's got it. So has been a big surprise for us, just from a personnel standpoint. The second surprise to me has been just our cohesiveness and our competitiveness in practice. I can count on one hand easily the amount of times we've had bad practices. And that last couple of years, you could count on one hand, two hands probably. You know what I mean? And so that's been a great sign to me, because I think the right guys are coming in and the right guys returning that want to compete together. They want to do the details, and all that's very important.
Jalen really came alive last season. How excited is he to do that again, and maybe more so as kind of the guy?
Yeah, no, he is. We got to be careful, because he is a very good player. He's very talented, but it's not just about him this year. You know, we got some other pieces that are pretty good, so he's going to have to learn, you know, to maybe, we need 2, 3, 4 other guys in double figures besides just you. But he's had a great offseason. Like, I don't expect anything less from him. He's a guy you never have to run a play for, and he can get 18 to 20 for you. You know, so he's just got to understand. He needs to be more of a two-way player this year, especially he can help us on defense, because he's so athletic and long and strong and all that kind of stuff that, hey, man, if you can do that on the offensive end, you should be able to do the same thing on defense. So he's starting to figure that out a little bit, because the better he plays on defense, the better our team is, the more things good happen for him.
Coach, the last few years haven't been know you don't want to look at it like this, but is there any fear this year that this is a very important year for you going forward, especially with your job this year?
Yeah, absolutely it is. Sure is, 100%. Every year for any coach is you better be doing your job, and you got to win, 100%. That's pressure. That's why I wouldn't have got in this position if I would.